Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zurück in die Zukunft. Ja, wir sind jetzt vor dem Haus der McFlys und wir sind in 1986 wieder angekommen und wir gucken mal, was hier so abgeht. Was ist denn das?
Dad must use
Bierkasten?
that to haul away all those books from Doc's estate sale.
Okay, einfach nur ein Kasten oder ein Korb oder...
Wonder if Biff finished the
Kein
wax
Plan.
job on my 4x4.
Ja, mach doch mal das Garagentor auf, ich will eine Runde driven, Mann. Hier Schönes.
I better use the front door, just in case.
Naja. Normalerweise nimmt er immer die Hintertür.
When did we get a bug zapper? Hey, anyone home? There's something wrong with my key.
Please, not now. Tomorrow. Give me another day.
Another day? Dad, what are you talking about?
Marty? No, that's impossible. Marty was run out of town.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Run out of town? What are you talking about, Dad? Let me in.
This is a trick. Go away.
Leave us alone! Haven't we suffered enough?
Mom. Mom, it's Marty, Mom. Open up.
It sounds like Marty, but it must be a trick.
Mom!
Go away. Shame on you.
How can I convince you?
Tell me something only Marty would know.
Ah,
Was ich getan habe, als ich 8 Jahre alt war, wie ich meine Narbe bekam, wie du Mom kennengelernt hast. Okay, ich habe ein Wohnzimmerteppich in Brand gesetzt. Vielleicht ist das?
when I was 8 years old, I set fire to the living room rug.
That's right.
Oh my lord, what are you waiting for, George? Let him in!
Stupid locks. Marty!
Oh my God, Dad, what happened to you?
What do you think happened, butthead?
Biff,
I thought we told you to stay out of town, shrimp.
Biff, whatever's going on, I'm sure we can handle it. Reasonably. Who were they?
Yeah, like you don't know Cliff and Riff.
What do you think we should do with him, baby bro? What we should have done years ago, big bro.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this, McFly.
Wait, I'm trying to process here.
Seit wann hat Biff noch Brüder? Warum ist Biff kein Schwächling? Was habt ihr mit meinem Dad gemacht?
What the hell did you do to my dad?
Your dad's been in that wheelchair since before you were born, butthead.
And you better hope he has a spare, cause you're gonna need one in like 3 seconds.
Biff! So now the Tannens are some kind of minor league mafia?
Hey, watch who you're calling minor league.
The Tannen gang's the 5th most dangerous crime family in California. We got connections all over the place.
No way.
You don't believe me?
Biff, no!
Bang! Check it out.
To your family from mine, in gratitude for your continued service, J.J. Valenti.
That's Don Valenti, godfather of the Sacramento mob.
The 3rd most dangerous crime family in California.
I got a question.
Was habe ich euch getan? Ich wurde aus der Stadt gejagt? Was wollt ihr von mir? Waffenstillstand.
Why are you guys so pissed at me?
You don't remember? You've really lost it, McFly.
Think back. The thing with the manure truck?
Which one? Tell me.
Wie lange geht das schon so? Kannst du nicht jemand anderen belästigen? Was mit
How
Mom?
long have you been coming down on my dad like this?
Ever since that school dance, when Georgie laid Biff out in the parking lot.
Shut up, it's not funny.
Someone messes with the Tannen family never lets him forget about it.
Okay, but
Seit wann hat Biff noch Brüder?
where do these other Tannens come from?
From a mommy Tannen and a daddy Tannen.
It's called the birds and the bugs, butthead.
Here's what I still don't understand.
Kannst du nicht jemand anderen belästigen?
Can't you pick on somebody else?
We do. We pick on lots of guys.
It's kind of our thing.
And another thing. When did I get run out of town?
2 years ago. Don't you remember? We made a deal that we'd go easier on your old man if you left.
But now you're back, so the kid gloves can come off.
Ooh.
One more question. Biff, what happened to you? When I left here, you were kind of afraid of my dad.
Afraid?
No Tannen ain't never been afraid of no McFly.
And another thing. What are you guys doing here anyway?
It's that time of the month. Time for Georgie to pay up.
Well, we usually take the payment in cash. But this month, we can take it out of your hide.
Ooh.
Here's what I still don't understand. What about my mom? I mean, how did she end up with my dad?
Beats us. Guess she has a thing for losers. She could have had any one of us, but she went for old Gimpy McFly.
And another thing. Look, can't we bury the hatchet already?
Even better idea. I bury this 9-iron up your backside. Ooh. Hey!
Let me ask.
Shut it. Ooh.
I was wondering.
Don't. Ah.
I was wondering.
Don't.
Okay, tell me this.
No more questions.
Piece of cake.
I never should have let that floozy talk me out of rubbing out your grandfather.
Huh? Kid?
No one in Hill Valley messes with the Tannen family.
Marty, get in! This timeline's been compromised.
No kidding!
Somehow, something we did in 1931 allowed Kid Tannen to escape his date with justice. As a consequence, the Tannens have been unchecked in Hill Valley for over 50 years.
Ah, jeez, they robbed the arcade?
We've got to go back to the day Kid Tannen was supposed to be arrested, figure out what went wrong and fix it. Otherwise, you could be forever stuck in a town owned by the Tannens.
Not an option, Doc. Punch it. Okay, Doc. Let's run through this again.
Sometime tonight, Kid Tannen is supposed to be betrayed by his mole, a singer named Pixie Trotter.
That hot babe I saw coming out of the speakeasy.
Exactly. When she does, history says Tannen will be arrested by a rookie cop by the name of Danny Parker.
Parker. Hey, Do you think he's related to Jennifer Parker, my girlfriend?
Could be.
Heavy.
In any event, somehow we've changed history so that neither of these events happens, condemning your family to generations of abuse at the hands of the Tannen crime family. You need to go back into Tannen's speakeasy, find out what's gone wrong, and get Kid Tannen arrested.
No problem, Doc. Let me just put on my hat and I'm good to go. Is the mustache really necessary?
It's essential. You can't let Kid know that you're the same troublemaker that foiled his attempt to kill me.
Are you sure you can't come in with me?
It's far too dangerous. You may be easy to disguise with your nondescript features, but ever since my daring escape from the police and the mob, my distinctive face has been plastered over every paper from here to Reno.
Nondescript.
I'll find a safe place to hunker down. That flop house ought to fit the bill. You can find me there if you need me.
Sieht ja schon ein bisschen lächerlich aus, dieser Schnäuzer. Also gut, die Zeitachse ist anscheinend verändert. 1986 ist in den Händen von der Tannen Family. Beziehungsweise Hill Valley. Jetzt muss ich mal überlegen. Gehen wir erstmal zu Edna. Gucken, was die zu labern hat.
Pardon me, sir. From the way you're dressed and your general aura of seediness, I can infer only one thing. You're heading for Tannen's speakeasy. Am I right?
Yeah. Can't you tell me the way?
Down. Straight down. The last stop before the inferno. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to stop you, but I beg you to tarry here a few more seconds and listen to my song. Me, 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 me. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. What in heaven's name?
Oh, sorry, Miss Strickland. Just a little experimental prototype gone momentarily awry.
Mr. Brown, why is there a dog in that vehicle?
Why? Well, to advance the human condition, of course. Hello, Sonny.
Sonny? Mr. Crockett, what are you doing in that getup?
Ich ermittle undercover. Ich gehe zum Maskenball. Das ist mein neuer Look.
I'm going undercover.
How exciting! You'll have to give me an exclusive sometime. Right now, I've got some souls to save.
And you'll have to get an eyeful of my newest experiment.
You're not angry about the rocket drill?
Oh, water over the bridge. I've moved on to bigger and better things. Come by the gazebo when you get a chance. I'll be setting up. You won't believe what Einie and I have been up to.
Famous last words. All right. Now where's that speakeasy?
Okay.
What's all this?
These are my pamphlets, laying out in scientific detail the horrors visited upon those who succumb to the temptations of alcohol.
Lost Fortnight.
I am particularly fond of that one. It tells the true-life tale of Johnny, who woke up in a pile of his own sick, completely unable to remember the previous 2 weeks of his life.
Heavy.
Actually, the pamphlets are quite light. See?
Okay, so einen Flyer kann man anscheinend nicht nehmen.
Sonny, you're just in time.
Wie ist es dir ergangen? Danke, dass du auf Einstein aufgepasst hast.
Have you been, Emmett? I know I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I'm great, and I owe it all to you.
Really?
Yes, that argument I had with my father during our jet drill experiment gave me the incentive to finally quit that dreary court job. I've committed myself full-time to a life of science.
So, thanks for watching Einstein while I've been away.
It's been a pleasure. He's proven to be a surprisingly willing test subject. It's almost as if he's been working with me for years.
More like decades. What's the story with the little car and all this equipment?
Einstein and I are conducting a few experiments with this 1/4 scale model to work out a few hitches in my planned demonstration at the Hill Valley Expo in a couple of months.
A radio-controlled car?
No. Well, yes, but there'll be so much more than that. It will amaze the world. Aha! Got it!
Got what?
I'll show you. Ready to go, Einstein? Watch this! When this baby hits 23 miles per hour, we're gonna see some serious cow flop.
Einstein!
Oh,
Get him out of there!
not to worry. I've got a fail-safe eject mechanism around here someplace. See? Nothing to worry about.
Nothing. I'll go see if I can find something to help. Or someone.
Okay. Der alte Doc ist offensichtlich im Inn und wir quatschen aber erstmal nochmal mit Emmett.
Don't worry, Emmett. I'm sure you'll get it right someday.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Right now, I'm more concerned with Einstein.
Du musst Einstein retten. Was ist schiefgegangen? Was ist mit dir und Edna? Erzähl mir von Parker. Erzähl mir von Trixie.
Can't you just go into the courthouse to get Einstein?
If I still had my job as a clerk, sure, but lately a lot of evidence has gone missing, so they've installed new locks. Now the place is sealed up tighter than my dad's wallet.
What went wrong with your rocket car?
I'm not entirely sure. As soon as we get Einstein down, I'm gonna go look for it.
Why don't you go look for your car now?
And leave Einie stuck on a ledge? Never! Dogs are much more important than any silly rocket car. Especially one that doesn't work at all.
What's up with you and Edna? A couple months ago, I could swear she was making goo-goo eyes at you.
That was before my father had her stay sober society meeting thrown out of our house. Now she takes every opportunity she can get to snipe at me and my work. It's very distracting.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
My pop says he's a good cop when he's not drinking.
Good.
Of course, now I hear he drinks all the time.
You know anything about Trixie Trotter?
The songbird of the Sierras? The nightingale of the north? The floozy of the foothills? Never heard of her. And I've definitely never snuck into Tannen's speakeasy to listen to her.
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some help.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way to get Einie off that ledge.
Ja, mach das mal. Kann man hier noch was am Pavillon
Don't
machen?
touch those! They're very sensitive!
Sorry. Hill Valley Expo, October 12th through the 15th. Doc says the expo was the day he officially became a scientist. Seems like he's running a couple months ahead of schedule. Cool. Frankenstein. Majestic arms. Transients welcome. Well, they don't get more transient than me and Doc. Hey, Doc. How's the room?
It's a little cleaner than I would have imagined for a Depression-era flophouse. How are your investigations going?
So, was haben wir denn da? Wegen Trixie? Du bist im Park. Wo ist der DeLorean? Wegen Tannen. Oh, mit der Trixie
I
an.
haven't really made any progress with Trixie yet.
Well, get out there and make some. If she doesn't blow the whistle on Kid tonight, he may never be brought to justice.
Why didn't you tell me I'd run into your younger self tonight?
Because I don't remember being out here tonight. Clearly, your interactions with my younger self 2 months ago have slightly altered my personal timeline. I never have the nerve to perform public experiments like he's doing. No matter. Those experiments will be forgotten once I've seen Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yes. Right now, my younger self is fiddling around down there with rocket propulsion systems for his demonstration at the expo.
The thing that'll kick off your scientific career.
Exactly. Now, the rockets are a horrible idea, and I'll soon realize that they'll never work. But eventually, I'll wander into that movie theater and see Frankenstein and clear my mind. I've kept the ticket stub from that movie in my wallet ever since. See?
Why?
Because it's during this movie that I'll have the inspiration for my breakthrough at the expo.
It doesn't have anything to do with reanimating the dead, does it?
Not the way you're thinking, no. But during that famous scene when Colin Clive turned the wheel that raised that shrouded figure into the tower, and that bolt of lightning struck, well, let's just say more than one brain was reanimated that night.
Ich frage erstmal über den
Where'd
DeLorean.
you park the DeLorean?
I hid it in the DeSoto lot. Nobody's buying cars these days, so it should be safe in there.
Wegen der Brandstifter oder Bar.
Hey, who did burn down Tannen's original speakeasy anyway?
I still don't know. I'd really like to find out before we go home.
Tja, ich weiß eigentlich schon, wer es war, aber ich spoiler jetzt mal nicht. Warum
I never did get a
1931?
straight answer about why he came back to 1931 in the first place.
It's, personal. When this is over, I'll tell you all about it.
I'm gonna hold you to that, you know. Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
It's very simple. In the original timeline, Timeline A, the speakeasy arsonist was never caught, creating one of Hill Valley's enduring historical mysteries.
Okay.
When I traveled back to 1931, I created Timeline B, in which I was misidentified as the arsonist and subsequently killed by Kit Tannen's goons. Einstein came with me, and somehow he ended up in the DeLorean when its failsafe mechanism triggered, sending it back to 1986.
Which is where I came in.
Precisely. You traveled back to June 14th, 1931, creating Timeline C, a world in which Carl Sagan wasn't rubbed out by Kit Tannen. But Arthur McFly was served with a subpoena.
And shot by Kid Tannen's goons.
Yes. So you jumped back in time 6 hours, creating Timeline D, saving your grandfather's life, but somehow preventing Kit Tannen from meeting his date with justice.
Which is why the Tannens were so powerful when we jumped back to 86.
Uh-huh. So now we've returned to August of 1931, creating Timeline E, in which, fingers crossed, we'll send Tannen to prison where he belongs. Got it?
Sure.
Good.
One question.
What?
Can you explain all this? I'm confused. Why are Tannens always such jerks anyway?
It's hard to say. Rogue Neanderthal genes in their DNA, perhaps.
Okay, retten wir mal
Emmett's not
Einstein.
having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised. Einstein's a smart dog, but heights give him the willies.
What can we do?
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self distracted, and I'll handle the rest.
Okay.
Keep your head low, Doc. I'll be back soon.
I'll keep an eye out for your grandfather.
Dann wollen wir mal ein bisschen Emmett ablenken. Jetzt muss ich mal nur gucken, kann man hier noch irgendwas machen, bevor ich das tue. Ah, in die Suppenküche geht's jetzt gar nicht mehr, oder was? Nee. Okay. Gehen wir mal dahin.
Who sent you?
Ulysses S. Grant.
What did you bring me?
Meat and potatoes.
What's the word?
Words are for wimps.
Okay. Nebel, Mittagessen und Wörter sind für Wimps.
Ew.
Ja.
Cabbage crates. Must be for the soup.
Ach, ist immer noch die Suppenküche als Alibi sozusagen. Ja, okay, komm, wir retten erst Einstein.
Who told you about this place?
Place to call to my travel agent.
What's the big idea?
Stitch in time saves 9.
Settle down, mister. Why don't you wait outside and take a nap?
Napkin, please. I've made a mess.
Okay. Das sind ein paar Plakate hier.
Hoover 28. A chicken in every pot. How's that working out, Herbie?
Okay, Eini, ich komme. Wir retten dich. Oh, warte mal, das Plakat haben wir noch nicht angeguckt.
Donate to the Clock Tower Fund. What's wrong with the clock tower? It's not broken, is it?
Not in the slightest.
Whew.
It's just painfully drab. I'm raising funds to commission a sculptor to place a couple of handsome ornamental statues on either side of the clock face. Something to inspire the citizens to do their civic duty.
Something like lions?
Or gargoyles. You can't beat a good gargoyle.
How goes the fundraising?
Not so good. Must be the depression. Maybe I'll apply for a government grant.
Okay, Emmett irgendwie ablenken.
Any luck with Einstein?
I'm still thinking about it. It's a perplexing spatial conundrum, aggravated by Einie's understandable skittishness.
Mach mal Pause. Finde ein Raketenauto.
Why don't you go look for your car now?
And leave Einie stuck on a ledge? Never! Dogs are much more important than any silly rocket car. Especially one that doesn't work at all.
Why don't you take a break from Einstein Patrol for a minute? Maybe go see a movie or something.
Thanks for the offer, Sonny. But once Emmett Lathrop Brown sets his mind on a task, nothing can distract him from his purpose. And right now, that purpose is rescuing your dog.
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some help.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way to get Einie off that ledge.
Puh, also gut. Worte helfen hier wohl nicht weiter.
Don't touch those! They're very sensitive!
Sorry.
Don't touch those! They're very sensitive!
Sorry.
Okay, was habe ich denn noch im Inventar? Ah, ich habe noch eine Knarre, also Feuerzeug. Notizzettel. Ist immer noch der Notizzettel aus der Bar.
Hey, Emmett, need a light?
Turn that thing off. I've been distilling Tannen's hooch into rocket fuel all afternoon. One stray match could light me up like a Roman candle.
Okay.
This is no time for word games.
Hätte ja sein können. Was muss ich machen zum Geier? Was im Kino vielleicht machen?
Cool. Frankenstein.
Ah. Kann ich euch eine Karte kaufen? Nee. Eieiei. Wie soll ich denn ablenken?
It's locked. Guess I'll have to find some other way to rescue Einie.
Was ist denn das? Also sind schon viele Grafikfehler da drin, ne? Man achtet auf die kleine Flamme da rechts unten. Okay, Edna, vielleicht hast du irgendwas parat. Labern wir dich nochmal an.
Hey, Edna.
Mr. Crockett, what can I do for you?
Was machen Sie hier? Ich habe da was für Sie. Hübsches
What was
Lied.
that song you were singing earlier?
Do you like it? I wrote it myself. It really gets the toes tapping at the Stay Sober Society meetings. Although I suppose that could be the Shakes. Would you like to hear it again?
Ja.
Sure.
I knew if I waited long enough, somebody would request it. You say you've lost your self-respect, but you should care. It's not too late to redirect and start to care. Don't despise the good and pure. Time to rise up from the sewer. Wash off all that foul manure. Show the world you care. You should care. You should care what people think of you. of goals that you could name. Reclaiming your good name is what you ought to do. You should care, you should care. If your reputation is in disrepair, it's not going to hurt you to reclaim your virtue, for you should care.
Catchy.
You really think so?
Yeah, it's got a good hook to it.
One needs a good hook if one is fishing for souls.
Was für eine Engelsstimme. Okay. Was ist mit Ihnen? Und Emmett? Erzählen Sie mir von Tannen. Erzählen Sie mir von Parker. Erzählen Sie mir von Trixie. Wegen dem Brandstifter der Bar. Wegen ihn und dem Hund.
What have you got against dogs, anyway?
They're smelly, rude, completely unable to take care of themselves, and frankly, they're not very bright. If I had my druthers, dogs would be banned from public places.
Harsh.
It's a harsh world, Mr. Crockett.
Whatever happened with that speakeasy arsonist?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Me?
Don't play coy with me. I may not have any journalistically acceptable proof, but I know you had a hand in Carl Sagan's daring escape from the authorities.
Didn't you think that Sagan was innocent?
I used to, but after he escaped, 2 more speakeasies were torched in Colfax and Georgetown.
That's just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Or is our friend Carl a serial arsonist?
I'm pretty sure that Carl Sagan didn't start those fires.
We'll see. One of the reasons I'm camped out so close to Tannen's new speakeasy is it gives me the chance to catch the arsonist in the act. It'd make a great story for my column.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about Trixie Trotter, would you?
Kid Tannen's latest conquest? Well, she claims to be a lounge singer from Seattle, but my sources in Washington have never heard of her. I mean, honestly, Trixie Trotter, what kind of name is that?
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
Parker? Just another soul lost to the twin vices of booze and despair. I've asked him to tell me his story for my column. Sort of a cautionary tale, but he's never in the mood to talk to me.
What's Kid Tannen been up to for the last 2 months?
Didn't you hear? It was in all the papers.
I've been, traveling.
Well, the feds were all set to arrest Tannen on tax evasion charges. Seems they'd gotten Tannen's books from his accountant.
I heard something about that, yeah.
Well, the accountant disappeared, unsurprisingly. But the feds still thought they had a case. After all, they still had the books, right?
Right.
Wrong. The day before the trial, the books up and vanished right out of the court's evidence locker.
No.
Lots of fingers were pointed, but honestly, the whole town's so corrupt that it could have been anyone. Court clerks, cops, janitors.
So Kid's walking around free?
Free, clear, and laughing it up in his new speakeasy. The feds want to bring a case up against him, but without those books, they've got nothing.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes. But no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes. But no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
What's going on with you and Emmett? The last time I saw you, you seemed to be kinda interested in him.
That was before I belatedly realized that his agreement to host my Stay Sober Society was a clever ruse to ferry barrels of hooch to his so-called laboratory.
Sorry about that.
Now his very presence fills me with an irrepressible urge to pick at his philosophical and intellectual foundations with every tool in my vocabulary.
So you're not dating?
Dating? The mere thought of romantic involvement with that undisciplined techno-anarchist is preposterous.
Good. Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Tannen verhaftet, möchte gern Erfinder, lässt Hund auf Gerichtsdach stranden. Arthur McFly kehrt zurück, Carls Segen in der Stadt gesichtet. Ich nehme mal
Young
das.
scientist strands dog on courthouse roof.
What?
Look over there.
Oh, for goodness sake. Mr. Brown.
Da haben wir die
Please, Miss
Ablenkung.
Strickland, not now. Can't you see I've got a rather delicate situation on my hands at the moment? My trial run...
Trial run? Public hazard, I call it. And I'm sure my editor will agree. This scientific enterprise of yours represents a clear and present danger to public
You
safety.
know what represents a clear and present danger to public safety? Your singing voice.
There's no need to get personal, Mr. Brown.
Believe me, I have no intention of getting personal with you.
I'm relieved to hear it. Flying cars, of all the ridiculous juvenile
You mock
notions.
me, but just imagine a world in which traffic jams and car crashes are a thing of the past.
I might be more inclined to listen to you if your maiden voyage hadn't ended in a crash on one roof and a stranded dog on another.
I'm working on getting him down. Heine, how'd you get down? Clever dog.
Well, fortune favors you tonight, but I warn you to be more careful in the future.
Now, how to get that rocket car back down?
Okay, die Ablenkung hat funktioniert. Eine ist wieder da und damit machen wir jetzt erstmal einen Cut. Und ja, dann gucken wir mal, wie es beim nächsten Mal weitergeht. Ich gehe mal schwer davon aus, dass ich jetzt in die Bar muss. Aber das sehen wir beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin, bye bye.